Fresh out the sleep. Fresh out the sleep. I was fucking tired. Let's see if I can invite my friend right now. We're just gonna get right to the shit. Okay? We're just gonna get right to the shit. We ain't gonna waste no time. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Chapstick. We're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna be going live to have conversations. In 2018, I used to go live to do cook-ups, and I used to make music. I'm gonna start doing that too. I'm gonna go on live and make some music and probably get back into the cook-ups too. But I'm in the mood to really just talk to people. And I've never really done my lives that way. Consistently, I ain't never really brought people up on the live with me to have real conversations. So if you're tuned in, I'm not really expecting a whole bunch of people to be tuned in today. So I'm probably just going to be basically repurposing this and using it as like reels and stuff so y'all can see what I'm doing with people. Hold up. Yeah, if you're tuned in, drop a wave so I know you're tuned in. I'm going to see if I can invite my friend. Hold up. Really? I can't search her? Hold up. I think she's got one of those fancy letters in her name. Let me see if I can look it up. Oh, wait, that's not it. Oh, shit. I'm going to just have to message her myself. I'm going to just have to send her a message. Yeah, fuck it. Oh, there she go. What's up, Agapē? Shout out to Austin. Shout out to Shimlo. I see y'all tuned in. Hey, drop a wave if you're tuned in. Oh, shit. Alright, let me, is that Kim? Hey, that is Kim. I know your face, Kim. I know as soon as I see Kim, I be knowing it's her. Okay, we got a few people tuned in today. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not really expecting I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to be on today, but we'll see. Shout out to my bro Jerry. Bro, I seen the fight, bro. I seen a little bit of it. I seen you was about to choke old dude out. You just needed like a little bit of a better position on him. You didn't really have it fully locked in, but he was kind of a little bit too high, bro. Like you had to really get them legs around him, you know, like UFC style on him. You had him locked up though. I seen you, bro. You said you about to box him next month. I want to see the boxing match. That's what I want to see. I want to see the hands flying. What's up, Kim? How you been, Kim? All right, I'm about to bring my friend up. Hold up. Add. All right. Man, I was gonna have music and shit playing, but I'm kind of late, man. I was asleep. You know when you be sleeping, you don't want to get up.
How do I say?
Hold on, I think you sound pretty crisp.
Pretty crisp, right?
I think you pretty crispy right now.
Wait, I never used.
Yo, you look podcast ready for real.
I'm trying to get I think I might. I'm trying to get ready. How are you?
I'm doing great. It sounds like I want to make sure the sound is good because it sounds like it's kind of going in and out.
Okay.
So
It is.
if people are tuned in, let us know how the sound is. Am I coming through good? Is she coming through good? Because
I
we're
can
just
hear
gonna.
you.
I can hear you perfectly. Okay, cool.
I'm about to.
Chris said, "Boy, you lagging like a dragon." Damn.
What they say?
What they say? He said I'm lagging like a dragon.
Okay. How's that?
Okay, that sounds. I think that sounds good.
Okay. I've never tried
to do this on the Facebook side before. Agapē Symbiosis.
Echoing.
Am I echoing?
No, but even when
I
have
buzz,
in the live,
it's
bad.
Okay. Yeah, that shit. It still sounds like it's kind of going in and out on my end.
My wife.
Wi-Fi. I think my Wi-Fi is good. I think should be good.
Echo.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're good enough to just have a conversation. If it's going in and out like that, they'll let us know. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just want to this ain't really I don't want to be like interviewee, not too interview style of conversation. I just really want to talk. So I'm gonna just go back to how I first found you. My friend Jasmine, I think her name's Jasmine Knox. I was living in Florida, and I was in a different kind of flow in Florida. I was like really on my nomad shit.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how I was moving down there.
And I'm like, what?
Wait, say it again.
We need to
exercise
over. What do
You think?
Yeah, because if
you can't hear me. Yeah, I don't know why it's breaking up like that. Is it?
It's
I don't know.
It's every time
Wait, let me just remove you. I'm gonna just add you back. Okay. All right. Hey, was she breaking up for y'all? Because I know Chris said her audio is echoing, your audio is good, hers is tweaking. Okay, so it wasn't just me. I want to make sure my shit ain't fucked up. So y'all will get an idea of where this conversation is gonna go once we start actually talking. I don't want to put any precursor on the conversation. But if you're tuned in, we're gonna have a real conversation. Aaron said that's what happens when everyone is on speaker. Oh, you think I might have to put my headset on? Hold up. Oh wait, no, that's the echo. I didn't hear any echo. I ain't hear no echo. Let me see.
Okay, how's that? Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I think we're good now.
It was the mic that fucked it up, and then once you mess up the stream, that's it.
Yeah, like once you came on with the mic, you unplugged it, but it was still fucked up.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, we good now. So yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm in this whole new flow. I think it's dope. Like that was an example. Like the fact that me and you got in contact is a fact that like when people see you moving a certain way, they'll think about other people that you remind them of. So that's basically how me and you got connected, is because she saw how I was moving and she was already following you, and she sent me your link. She was like, check her out. I think you'll like her.
Oh, that's interesting, because I swore I found you, but maybe I didn't.
No, you did.
Listen, I follow everybody on Facebook that if they comment something that I like or something, I follow people. So I thought, shit, maybe I did that. I don't know.
Nope, I popped up, and then I was like, I didn't like message you immediately. I was just kind of like, ghost following a little bit because I don't really follow people too closely.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, I don't think anybody should follow anybody too closely, but for some reason, you gravitate more towards others and stuff like that, and you consider them mentors and that type of thing. But it's good that you don't follow people.
I'm trying to think. So like, I don't know what the first posts that I saw of you were, but I saw like early. I was like, okay, she's definitely freeing herself because I saw some of the stories. I saw like some of the dancing. I was like, okay, all right. So like when you first get exposed to you, like if I don't know who you are and I just maybe open up a story and let's say you on the story dancing a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Somebody could they could conjure up an opinion before they actually dive a little deeper into what you're doing. So I assume you deal with a lot of that.
Yeah. Yep. All that, yeah, come on. All of that's very true, and I just deal with it as it comes. Crazy part is I think it's sometimes I self-sabotage, and it's not really as serious as I think it is. Sometimes what you just said out loud is how I feel to myself, but people don't often voice that, not as much as they could,
I always think it's weird. It'd be males
Yes.
that are on like
Yes.
females' pages, like when women are like dancing or showing ass or like twerking or just get. It's like, God damn, like dudes are confusing as fuck. I honestly, I think people they be looking for shit to talk shit about.
Yeah, I also don't think it's a lot of things aren't fair to men, and I think that they just find a way to be a victim because they kind of some of them are, and there's a lot of sexual manipulation and stuff that I feel like, I cater towards men in a lot of ways. I always am gonna advocate for men. I'm not like a feminist at all, so I do see why they can be like that, and they're a bit clingy, but that's because their first heartache was usually their mother, and like ever since that, and then from that point on, they're always like, not all men, okay, not every man is like this, but I'm just speaking for a vast majority of like, men. Those are wounded people. I see it as that.
It's a few elements. We already going there. I like where we're going with the conversation. So first thing you said in that you said I be seeing this a lot too, where guys feel like it's not fair for them when they see, because okay, everybody in this world is seeking some type of attention, and you need attention in order to like push whatever you're doing, whatever your goal is, whether it's money driven, spiritually driven, whatever it is that you're trying to push. You need people to look, and social media is driven off of that. Like everybody has access to the same audience and everybody's trying to be seen for whatever reason. So I do see that a lot of men are jealous of women, especially women like you who are very spiritually free and will put themselves out and receive a lot of attention. And then dudes will be like, you're the same type of women that dudes are attracted to and like to look at. But then it's like this other side of them. They'll look at somebody like you and get jealous because it's like, well, you getting all this attention just because you sexy and da-da-da-da-da.
Fortunately enough, I've been exposed to a couple different types of crowds of like people, and so you either get people who are really against it or people who are like, I want more. It's like, so not every man thinks like that, but also I just think it's a confusion thing. Like and also it's just some people don't like that, to see that type of thing, or to be like feel vulnerable, because that's really what it is. When you get a man aroused in any way, it's like them being in a very vulnerable state. So, and they don't like to feel like that. So it's really, again, inner work that just needs to take place when men start bashing women for stuff whatever they choose to do.
So like,
not whatever they choose to do, because like there's a lot of things I don't think women should do, but So went to a reasonable extent, you know.
Okay, so before we go off into these different topics, I want to make sure people understand like the type of content you do and like what you do. And also during this conversation, if you want to ask me questions, like feel free because I don't want to feel like an interviewer and shit. So whenever
Brandon,
you want to like
what
bounce,
made you
we
go
just,
red? What
huh?
made you go red? What made you go red this time around? Your hair. What made you
Oh,
go
my
red?
hair?
Yeah.
Uh, Honestly, I didn't even have a plan this time. So when I was in Florida, I went like straight bleach blonde,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the goal. Like I was trying to do silver. I wanted to go straight silver, but it was pretty unsafe to go from like my level of like dark brown and trying to get it that light and take the color out of it. So
Yeah.
he didn't even tell me, like the dude that did my hair, he didn't really tell me that he wasn't about to make it silver. He just kind of stopped doing stuff and he was like, well, we're just gonna have to be safe and just keep it at,
You have
this
good
bleach.
hair because it was still curly and still like healthy and shit, being that bleached. Yeah, he could have went further. He could have went further. He could have made it silver.
Oh,
It might
okay.
have been a little more fried, but
Yeah. I'm glad he was safe with it though, because that was my first time
yeah.
getting any bleach or
I
color done to my
like the
hair.
red. It kind of turned like more like a orange color now. Like a, I don't know, not orange, but
That's what my friend was saying.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, like the so yeah, I said that to say like I had a plan first time I was getting color, but this time around, okay, I came back home and then I went like uh in March I got it colored like what was it in March? It wasn't red, it was kind of like a goldish honey color.
mhm.
Oh, we were going for like lion tones. That's really what we was going for in March.
Like more
And
of like an
then
actual blonde.
yeah, kind of like just more brownish. I wanted it to kind of be on the gold side, but not too like bleached.
Yeah.
So that's what I did in March. And then this time around, I didn't have a plan at all. Like I sat down and we looked at the colors in the book,
Uh-huh.
and
You just pick one.
I saw the red, and I was like, yeah, let's do the red.
And your job obviously doesn't discriminate against colored hair
Nah,
or colored
and it's
people.
right. It's a lot of colored people where I work.
I sounded like Rosa Parks.
Yo.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of been vaguely touching on the style of content that you do,
Yeah.
but I want you to kind of
I
talk
make
about.
full-blown sexual content, y'all.
She makes sex content, damn it.
Yeah, like the whole shebang, pretty much. But really, I'll be honest with you as to what the future of that looks like. Because right now, I'm just getting comfortable, being
Uh,
nude and just kind of winging it and doing
Yo,
things
wait,
as
wait, wait, hold on. So, what year did you start on this journey of doing content and just, the whole flow you're on? How would you like,
okay.
and how would you
So let
describe
me
it?
let me first say that like solo masturbation has like not been a thing of my journey at all until 2022. Literally, even when I was young, I haven't been like a masturbator, like that type of person. I've never really done it. I've done some, with the vibrator, toothbrush and stuff, whatever I could get my hands on, when I
Wait,
was
wait,
young. But
wait, toothbrush?
yeah, we use
I ain't
toothbrushes, trust me.
never heard that. Hold up. If there's any women in here,
Hey,
if
don't
it's
go
any
cheap on
women
her.
in
Don't go
here,
cheap on her.
I need
Get
y'all
her
to.
what she like, because that toothbrush don't be hitting the right spot.
Well, is it the electric toothbrush, the one that vibrate, or just a regular one?
The one that vibrates.
Oh, okay.
It's just the head. You just need something to go.
Okay. I was like picturing a regular toothbrush and you just down there like,
Hey, hey, that would
hey,
be
I was like, maybe this
that
the
would be
bristles.
pretty intense. I would feel like that would hurt. It's the back.
You gotta get the soft
It's
bristles.
the back side of the toothbrush.
Oh, you don't use the bristles?
God, I
Man,
shouldn't have said toothbrush. I've said too much.
I got the complete wrong vision in my head of what's going on.
I'm
See,
sorry.
this is what this is about. This is educational.
Yeah, it is. It is. It'll bring people down memory lane, and it'll make them have like, what is this? What they're, how is this done? Yeah, it'll. Yeah, I don't know honestly if a lot of people use toothbrushes, but when I mentioned it to a guy one time, he had said that a girl that he used to date when they were in, again, I don't know, middle school, would send him videos of her playing with the toothbrush. I'm like, damn. Because, like, at that point in my life, I would have never, like, it wasn't a,
Right.
especially not sending anything.
Right.
I would barely even do it, but if I did, it wouldn't be. It wasn't like what, I can't explain. It wasn't for a guy. It was like for more sexual exploration purposes. You know what I mean? Like just exploring.
I feel like that's what it is a lot at that age, like early teen. That was a perfect segue. Like we just gonna go into it because this is actually part of the reason why I want to start going live is I want to talk sex with people. I want to talk vulnerability. I want to talk intimacy. But a lot of times when people tackle these topics, they speaking on it from the perspective of the grown person that's just like wanting to talk sex, wanting to talk
pleasure. Talk about your situation a little bit. Maybe briefly got into a scenario where he's kind of called out of his character because he wanted to help someone that was younger than him, basically. Really, that's what it was. It wasn't a sexual conversation or any of those things, but he just saw an opportunity to help someone grow, and because he's a man and a younger person, it looked at as weirdo shit. So anyway, these are good topics to stand on, especially from the perspective that if a mother backs up, then you pretty much, you're in the clear, because it's hard to have these conversations and people, accept them easily without a witness, someone else.
Yeah, and then like just with my situation, and I don't want to speak on it too in depth because during the situation, people was being real forceful, asking me to like show the screenshots, and I want to see what you said. And it's like, at no time during that situation did they think about the girl and her privacy.
Right.
Like they don't know what she was sharing with me. You know what I mean? I'm in that mentality of I'm not trying to like protect myself. If they want to like not victimize me, but crucify me or like label me some shit, cool, I'll take that. And I didn't post it to bring that girl into the topic that much in depth. I just wanted to let people know in general the importance of older people talking to young people.
Right.
It just happened to be in that situation I was talking to a younger girl that I didn't even know was younger. But it didn't even matter because I didn't even go into the interaction with any weird energy. I don't go into any interaction.
It's at this point they've made it completely off limits for a man to interact with a girl that's younger than him.
Yeah, and it's because I get it's a lot of weirdos out here. It's a lot of like just pedophilia and just people violating kids.
But that doesn't. But what does that speak to who we are? It doesn't speak to anything. I think that's a stupid excuse. Not for you, for other people to, who cares?
Yeah, like if we can't allow the small bunch of people who are sick to stop us from doing what we know we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And not only that, like you have to have faith that your children are protected or they won't be. That's just what I tell people straight off the first thing first. If you're afraid of something happening, more than likely that something could potentially occur just because you're creating that reality now. People that obsessively are always worried about things, that's the helicopter have issues eventually with their kids, and they've created that life. So I just have never lived by that philosophy. So on top of what, that's just another. I can't really like that.
Yeah, like I don't like this fear mentality. You can really see it clearly in situations like what I went through. Even just anything, really, people have a more cautious way of moving. They're always thinking about what's the worst thing that could happen, and let's move against the worst thing that could happen.
I don't know nothing about thinking that way or moving that way. I'm not ever thinking about the worst case scenario and how I can move to make sure that I prevent that from happening or have the highest chance of that not happening. Then your whole life, you just what? You gonna live in a fucking bubble your whole life and not make any moves?
Pretty
You
much.
think something's gonna happen?
They don't realize they're living in that bubble right now.
Big fact.
They think because they can move left or right or drive their car to work that they ain't living in a bubble. You living in a bubble, you know.
Right. So you said something about damn, it was something about middle school. What was you talking about?
We were talking about when I remember. I forgot. We ever talked about the toothbrush incident scenario.
Oh yeah, you said something about you said you had people in middle school that was like sending pictures or something.
Oh yeah. That was the guy that said we're in middle school. You know, that was wrong and incriminating. But yeah, when they were in middle school, that she sent him a video, stuff like that. So anyway, that's another segue to tell y'all that your children are most likely involved in this. If you don't have a tight, close-knit relationship with your children, and even those of you that think you do and they kind of tell you everything, accept this, because it's the one thing that is not very open or accepted, and they feel like they can't talk to their parents about, and boys are pressuring them for sure, because that's just boys. That ain't even, you know, I don't know. So, but, you know, girls, you know, they can be pressured into sending things and doing, and this is not secret. You know, people kind of know that, but the reason that we're having the conversation is because it needs to be talked about. You can't just know what's happening. You fucking have to talk about it.
Right. How long are we gonna be on this birds and the bees shit?
Oh please, I'm with it.
Fucking birds. Come on, it's 2023. It's 2023. Can we cut it with the birds and the bees? Can we just talk to them like regular humans? Can we just give it to them real?
We have to.
Like, okay. What at what age do you think people should start talking to their kids about sex?
The rest.
Wait, what?
Don't ask that. They're gonna want to arrest me for that answer.
They can't arrest you for.
This girl was on my page like, oh my God, you talked to your 4-year-old about penetration. I'm like, oh God.
So, okay, hold up. So, all right, I have another question. So that you don't have to answer that one. So that you don't have to answer that one so directly right now. I'll ask. Okay, at what age did you first start to be attracted to boys? Like at what age, or did you like, or at what age did you start to see your peers, you know, start to have boyfriends, little cute shit in school, you know?
Yeah. Fourth grade, yeah.
Fourth grade?
Yeah, fourth grade. Because like I started seeing, you know, it'd be like, oh, there's couples and little things and here and there and stuff. And then I had a boy. Then by the time I got to fifth grade, I got a boyfriend. You know, I had a little boyfriend. He had the smallest little wiener about this. I actually saw it, and that was in fifth grade. So
how did that happen?
I was at his house, and he like showed it to me because like he come over there. And he lived like down the street, and like a few blocks over. That was just once. I was really uncomfortable with it, and I don't even know. After that, I don't think he was my boyfriend. I can't tell you how the shit. I have a lot of blank spots in my childhood memory, but
yeah,
I know that I was like that made me uncomfortable or whatever. I didn't touch it or anything, especially. I knew something looked right. Size of it. I just knew.
That's why I feel like at that age, it's more like just this exploration. It's like this curiosity. That's all it is.
Right. So,
because I remember
that was in fifth grade, but that's not the first time I heard about sex. First time I heard about sex in kindergarten for the first time from not my parent.
Who did you hear about it from? Like a peer?
Yeah, this girl that was racist in the class, and she and I was just moved to Missouri from Florida, and there was like a lot more country people and there, and it was, you know, I don't know what year, it was in the early 90s, and so there was still some racism shit going on. But anyway, she had said some racist things. This wasn't the same. I mentioned that. But anyway, she said about having sex, and we were on like pads, like nap pads you sleep on. You know, you used to take a nap.
Hell yeah, we used to be on them pads.
Yeah, you used to take a nap in kindergarten, bro. And she wanted to hump me, and I was like, oh, you're not.
Wait, she was a kindergartner?
Kindergartner she was like, oh, you know what sex is, this and that happens. I can't remember all the details. I just remember being told about sex, and then she was like, come over here and we'll do this and that. I'm like,
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that shit starts really young.
I know.
I don't know why people be so fucking, like, weirded out by this shit or shocked that their kids might be fucking thinking about it.
Because it's in the shadows, it's hidden, it's mysterious. You know, that's the same that people are afraid to work with sexual energy. It's really hidden knowledge. So naturally, people, even parents who have grown up, had the same experiences as their kids, they do this. They don't change the cycle. Like,
yeah.
I might be telling this story and I do my children different, right? Because I experienced it and I decided I'm gonna make a change. But many people that experience this right here or worse, because they've been raped and they molested and everything, they will still continue the same pattern when they're not their children. It's because it's hidden knowledge. It's the only fucking conclusion I can come up with. Shit don't make sense to me.
When you say hidden knowledge.
Hidden knowledge is let me just, because I don't want it to sound all occult and weird, but hidden knowledge is just the simple.
They gonna think that shit anyway.
Huh?
They gonna think that anyway. Anything with adults and kids and trying to be open, motherfuckers be thinking you're on some cult shit.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. You gotta separate from these people because they're really the weirdos and we're the normal ones.
Right. It's like nothing weird is happening here. Nothing was weird until they said something about it being weird.
Right.
So who the fuck is the weird one?
Right.
Damn.
But for the sake of explaining it, even though you guys aren't, some of you won't give a shit, I'll explain it. That it's just it's just anything that people don't, that is frowned upon. Number one, a lot of things that are frowned upon typically are oftentimes is hidden knowledge, things that that are mysterious and people just don't know about or don't know how to work with. So sexual energy is one of them. I mean, yeah, people like to fuck like jackrabbits, but they're not really doing anything with what it creates. That's why you have a bunch of families, you know, not homeless, single mothers, because people are using energy, but they not really have a direct for it. No. And if they were to give them the tools, if they would give them the right answers and key them in on what's happening, then they wouldn't have this mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hate to say it, but
yeah, like kindergarten. Since we're speaking about kindergarten experiences.
Yeah. What was yours? Because men too, they lose their virginity. I'm gonna ask you how you lost your virginity, but a lot of men lose their virginity to an older, somewhere between the 12 and 15 or 16, to an older preying on them, their mom's friend, family friend, or somebody. Sometimes people do try to have sex with people that are the same, but usually a woman will try to have sex with a younger man.
Yeah.
But anyway, go your first time about sex.
Well, when I was in kindergarten, that was my introduction to girls liking boys. Because as soon as I hit elementary school, that's when I learned, oh, girls like me. They want to be around me. Because I was just the dude with the long ponytail in the back, and all the girls thought I was cute.
Yeah.
So I remember in kindergarten, this one girl liked me so much. She used to always get in my personal space, and I didn't really like her like that. And I'm young, I'll get into this later in the conversation, but like I didn't really start getting comfortable with girls till later. Like I had attraction, but it was never like to the point where I wanted to do something or I was that curious. You know what I mean? I just knew I had an attraction for some girls. But anyway, like in kindergarten, most of the girls that was liking me, I wasn't really into them.
Right.
And it was this one girl, like she just kept like getting in my space. And one day, I think I hit her. Like she recalls it better than me, and she said it was like really fucking traumatizing for her because I apparently I really like hit her pretty hard in the face. Like I really like I think I slapped her.
Your spirit, like, stop it. I don't want you fast, hot to trot girls.
Like I don't know what she was trying to do, but for me to have that reaction, because I'm not naturally a violent type energy. Like I've always been like very timid, very gentle, very like reserved and shy. So for me to hit her, I think she was really like into me and was just, you know, at that age you don't know how to express how you like somebody, so you do awkward shit. So I think she probably just awkwardly got in my face and probably tried to like hug me. I don't know if she tried to kiss me. I don't know what it was. She got too close, and
too close for comfort.
Yeah. So that was like my first experience with like closeness, because really the direction I want to take conversations like this is the difference between sex and intimacy. Because to me, I feel like we all want intimacy. That's really the thing that we're craving. It's not about the sex.
Yeah, well, sex too, and like sex, it's everything in nature, and this is, you know, part of my name and my philosophy. It's symbiotically having sex with each other. Everything relates to the other. You know, without the roots of the tree, you wouldn't have the you know, you wouldn't have the tree itself and the branch, and everything is connected. So the same thing with sex, except that's the intercourse, you know what I'm saying, like the connection. But there's also intimate relationship and sexual relationship you can have just in conversation. That has nothing to do with, you know, physical sex, but there is an intimacy to that is important, but they all really go together, and you really need to have that to even be having sex. So I'm also completely celibate. So yeah, I do the sexual energy stuff, but I also don't just give my energy to people or a person who, you know, you're not ready to really connect with.
Yeah. That's really where it starts. Like closeness starts with conversation. Like getting to know a person is intimacy, but people don't really be thinking of it that way. Like
Yeah,
you ever heard somebody say,
you know, we didn't have a way to communicate, you know, other than echolocation and you know, different sounds. I'm sure people can mate like that and fall in love like that, but we don't live in a society, and we have words and ways that we communicate. So, you know, that's certainly the intimacy, and I think it's important to have that intimacy too, which you're able to have that intimacy with children. You have to be able to get them to a place of emotional understanding, and the only way to do that is to communicate. So, and there's a lot of toxicity around sex and sexual energy, and like a lot of the images of women that we have now, and even the role models that they have in the music industry, media, and fashion, and all that stuff. It's become like the real purpose and the genuine nature behind sex is like vanished. Let pound down, bro. When you I know that I did know the song once. I heard it, but then when I see you made that video, and I was like, wait, hold on, let me go. I had to go hear the song, and I heard the whole song. I heard it. By that time, Nicki Minaj had remixed it, and I was like, what the hell did they pay this girl to jump on this track? Because there ain't no fucking way she endorsed that shit.
oh no, look, Nicki ain't doing nothing but what the big artists always do. They always looking for the new person that's hot and they hop on the wave. So like Nicki's
But why
at that point.
my question is, why is that the new person that's hot? Why would she?
Right. That's letting you know, like, the shit,
No, right.
the standard of music is like, this is what people see. Okay, this is why shit like that is blowing up. Social media is exposing what people really like and what they really gravitate toward.
Exactly.
Like, the
People
people are
genuinely
picking this
in
shit.
their heart gravitate towards this shit. Otherwise, it wouldn't be trending.
Right.
So I
The
can't
people.
get mad at the artist, but at the same time, it's like, who fucking am I living around?
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
these people
Like,
out here.
like people be trying to point the finger at the system and the companies. All they doing at this point is just saying, "Oh, this is what they like. We'll put the money behind this then."
Yeah, because they, yeah, all that. That's crazy. So what? So that's what these what the role models that the children look up to.
Right, and we expect them to not be knowing about sex at a certain age. All right, Malika, let me read some of the comments. That's how hard we got hit. We are at the low of the low. Okay, yeah, she's talking about that pound
Thank
town.
you for joining. That's just the first.
I mean, but sex music has always been out. Like when Uncle Luke came out, that was a highly sexual period of music where they was just talking about some real raunchy shit, like really just sexual shit. Um, so I think sex has always been a popular topic in music, and there are certain artists that's just really comfortable with taking it all the way there, and that's always going to be an attractive thing to people because everybody's scared in this society to talk about it openly.
Because it's hidden. That's why everybody wants to know. That's why they always say, you're supposed to let your kids experiment and experience different things and let them kind of do not whatever they want to do, but like let them do certain things because it's important. If you don't, they want what's hidden. They want to go and try things that you say no to. So it's important to just let them. Like my son, I had this thing with my youngest son. This is a vulnerable moment, but I had this thing with my son. Like I didn't know if he wanted to be a girl or a boy and shit, right? And I was like, damn, because he had that feminine essence on him, and I was like, please, not me. And that had to actually, deal with that because that's traumatic to me. It would be traumatic to him. That lifestyle is not like, I don't know. So anyway, it's just not for him. So anyway, one time he was telling me, he asked me, could he try lipstick? Because he seen me makeup and all this stuff on my face. I don't really wear makeup now, but at that point I did. And he would watch and he put the lipstick on, and I let him, right? So I let him put the lipstick on. And he looked in the mirror and he was like, oh my God, like this is the worst thing I ever saw in my life. He was so upset, wiped it off his face, never watched me do makeup no more, never was no interest in it. And I was like, my heart was like, thank God he didn't like fucking love the way he looked when he looked in the mirror. I was like, this is a like I didn't really want to give him the mirror because I was like, this going what if it doesn't go the way I want it to go? But it really wasn't about me in that moment. So I'm just glad that he didn't,
I think that's a good example of like, because a lot of people think whatever a child is exposed to, they'll just gravitate toward it because their parent gave it to them or let them do it. And then they start to blame the parent as to why the child is like into certain shit. But that shows even at a young age, like what you like and you don't like what you don't like. So
well, yeah, and this is not to vouch for any mother who has their child has expressed that they might not be a girl and all this transgender. Then they move them into this transgender because they're like, oh, my son really wants a girl and all this stuff. It's not that's not an excuse. This was a conversation and a dialogue. If he would have told me that he liked the lipstick, he's still not dressing like a girl. So, and I'm saying that because you gonna get to the age where you want to dress like a girl, you dress like a girl. But right now, you're a boy. So
yeah,
we're gonna get through the emotions of how that feels, and if you desperately want to dress, but I think that most of the time that the moms are buying these things, they really want them to be a daughter. I think narcissistic tendencies that happen in these situations where they're like, I really want you to be a girl, or I really wanted you to be a boy, and here's a little pretty dress. Like I saw one of the stories where their grandmother, they would drop the baby boy to the grandmother every day this bitch was fucking getting them dressed, cross-dressing that grandbaby. And he was so confused about his sexuality. because he's like, my grandmother really likes me like this. And he's one of those transgender people who decide to have like a back surgery where they did it and then they regretted it. I think it's called detransitioning or something. Way, and that was his story. He was really traumatized into thinking that he should be a girl.
Damn.
So that happens too. You know,
yeah.
Kids are fucked if we don't get them together. Because what the hell?
So it's like, I do think a lot of what kids are into is sparked by their own curiosity. I don't think it's at the fault of TV or anything. It's like these are already natural parts of, because, okay, when I was in elementary school, my first girlfriend was in first grade. That was the first time I had like really strong feelings for a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just loved this girl. I didn't know why. I just really loved her. But we didn't really do nothing though. We would just give each other the Google eyes in class and shit, and everybody knew we was together. But we would never like. I was too scared to even get close to her, or like hold her hand, and it wasn't even nothing like that. I just liked her. She liked me.
First grade. Serious.
First grade, and my parents knew about my parents knew about the girl too. Like they knew I liked her. It was a cute little thing. I remember like her mom. It was like one of them like class parties where they have the pizza and shit in the class, and then sometimes the parents come in. So like her mom knew that we liked each other. Like they just thought it was cute.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like nobody taught me how to be with a girl, or nobody instilled it in me that, hey, you need to be doing this. It was a natural desire. And I think that's when you start to first get exposed to those feelings, when you go to school and you're around other people your age. You start to understand, oh, these attractions, because you're visual at a young age. Like you like what you like. If you see a girl that looks good, like you're gonna be drawn to her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just don't understand why it's so taboo to people, because I know everybody has these stories of being in elementary school and liking somebody or just seeing that energy. Like this shit ain't nothing uncommon.
Yeah. They just maybe just they're not ready to have the conversations with their own children, so then they make everybody else. I don't really know. I've been trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah, I don't like the whole authority position that a lot of people take as parents. And then this is the thing, like I feel like that's number one, it's this authority over everything.
Yep.
And then it's this I'm above you mentality. So that goes into the authority. And then it's parents feel like they know their kids before they even get to know. Like you have to get to know your child the same way you would get to know a stranger. You don't really know them.
Yeah. There was I don't know what his name. I think his name is Shaman Durant. That's his name. He's a gay and he's a spiritualist. And he really deep thing that I came across, and it was him talking about his conversation with his dad at a very young age, and him telling me him saying that you have to call me dad. Like, why do I call you dad? Because of this, and that. And he's like, my dad lived in my house. He paid the bills. He wasn't an absent father. He wasn't. He said, but because I already knew my position, I can't remember the exact words, and hey, when I try to explain a story, I don't know exact words, but he was saying he already knew his position of authority, and the father wasn't respecting his position of authority, and from that point on, never called him dad again. That man was powerful. I was like, damn. I mean, that's I don't mean he could be making the story up, but his life is a pretty good reflection of what the choices that he's made. I think he was a pretty powerful person. Anyway, so that just goes to say that we push our ideals and our philosophies and all that stuff on our kids. I'm guilty of that myself. Not very guilty of it, but I have done it, and I check myself when I do.
Yeah.
Just allow that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and just keep.
It's a very fine line, because like as the parent, you do have to like impose order and tell a child what to do because they don't know what to do. So
well, they don't have a life experience yet.
Like you have to guide them.
It's life, like experience in life, like with people, finances, shit that they don't know about yet because they ain't a part of this system yet.
Yeah.
It's not.
So it's like teach without imposing, and then it's like guide without telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And mixing in like questions, like really get to know them and what they like, who they are. It's like every relationship dynamic has to be created, and you create the dynamic based on how you interact.
I can't.
So as a parent, you feel like you don't have to get to know your child, you're never gonna really have their full trust. The trust is built because, okay, they feel like you see them, you respect them, like you'll ask them questions. And I've heard your children are your best teachers. I don't know who told me that, but that's a great mentality to have when dealing with your child or any young person, even if it ain't your child. Whoever you're talking to can teach you something. I don't care how old they are, because they have an experience that you haven't experienced. They have a perspective that's different from yours.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Oh, hold up. Let me read this comment from Crystal. Crystal said, "I remember my first crush in the 2nd grade. Matthew, look, she remembered a name. Like, we don't forget these things.
I remember the name. His name was Chris. Yeah.
My first girlfriend, her name was Ashley.
It's
like
that powerful.
Man, look. I connect so much to that first love feeling because that's my first love. I really look at that girl in 1st grade, Ashley.
Talking about her, like, you love her for real.
That girl's my first love, and I met her in the 1st grade. I wrote a song about her. Yo, look, in 2020, I wrote a song during the quarantine called First Love. I put a picture of my elementary school. That whole song is about me and that girl and the feeling she gave me at that age. And then look, I sent her a message. The girl that I had the crush on my first love, I sent her a message on Facebook. We talked. I shared the song with her. She heard the song. So like she was able to receive the message, and she was like super flattered by it. But like
Perry, platypus, Perry. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Oh, shout out to Adrian. Adrian said, "My kids are sick of me. Once they learn who I am, we get along great." Exactly. They got to know who you are. You got to know who they are. It's got to be like a mutual respect thing, even with your kids and younger people.
This is one of my tricks with kids is you have to take, first of all, you got to sit in on conversations that they want to have. They don't want to talk about your problems, your issues, all the issues of the world that you got going on, and you come home and you mention those things to them. So the least you could do is sit in and them tell you everything that they like, what they got going on. You know how many mangas and shit I done had to hear about? My son got a whole manga in his head. He writing, and I don't know what the fuck he talking about. That shit's so advanced, and he happens to be smarter than me. Just like, but so the shit is so advanced, and I don't know what he's talking about, and I be pretending like I really care because I want to care, but I have so many things running through my own mind. And I'm very 100% focused on what he's saying, but I'm there as much as I can, and I listen as best as I can. I'm talking about, I'm like, I heard you.
You talking about the youngest son?
No, my oldest one.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I heard you, and I think that's what's most important to him is that I'm taking the time and the effort to hear him out, even if I don't understand it, even if I'm tired of hearing about the shit and I don't give a damn about the next Bible verse and how this was the best one that and all that stuff. I even went and sat in on the movie with him, and I know wasn't gonna enjoy it. I liked the first movie, but the second one gets too deep. You know, too deep for me. All this multiverses and 18 Spider-Mans and shit.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so like you have to listen to your children, and you always have to take. This is such a secret. Take their advice. Take your children's advice. When they tell you, this is magic. This is magic. I'm not lying to you. This is actual magic. Take their advice. When they tell you to do something, it is not by coincidence. Children are leaders, they're teachers, they're guides. They're trying to push you in a certain direction. A certain spirit is moving through them and saying, tell your mother this, because in order to get where you got to go, your mother actually has to do this first. Because it's like a flow. I don't know how to do your wave, but I see it in the comments.
Shout out to hey, that's Josh Williams' world famous barbecue. I'm just saying. He found me when I was doing my cook-ups. Yo, he's a fucking fool. Josh Williams be having me cracking the fuck up. Like, if you follow his Facebook, I don't know how he be coming up with the shit he be saying, but should be killing me. Hold up. All right, so Malika said mine was paired. Okay, she was talking about, hey, if you're tuned in right now, I want people to just kind of type in the comments, like some of your earliest memories of like your first crush or the first person and how old you were, what grade. I just kind of want to get a little more detail as to like, you know, what that was like for y'all. As me and Agapē are here talking, I just kind of want to have stuff to feed off of in the comments. Crystal said, what runs across my mind is rebellion. Sometimes that is what happens in parent and child relationships. Well, rebellion is natural for a young person because we want to be free. Like, we know we're supposed to be free. Yo, are you on mute? Is your mic on mute, Agapē? I can't hear you. Yeah, you're muted. I didn't mute you though. Okay, I guess she's gonna come back up. All right. So yeah, the whole rebellion thing, I think young people want to rebel against rules because they know it's not natural. They want to just do what they want to do. So the more strict and the more rules there are, the more a child wants to like fight against that. That's natural. You can't really be upset with a child for wanting to rebel. You have to understand that's a very natural desire. Nobody wants to be controlled. Nobody wants to be in captivity. We're really here to be free, wild and fucking free. Like, this shit ain't natural. We're not living in a natural world, people. So you gotta understand that shit's a lot for a young person to take in. Like, god damn, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do it. Why? Well, they be having questions like, why? What you mean I can't do something? Okay, let me bring you back up. Hold up. Yeah, if anybody tuned in right now, if y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to add to the conversation, make sure you drop that in the comments. Josh said, I was so shocked I even had a girlfriend. My dumbass cheated on her with her cousin because I forgot the girl I was with at the time even said yes. Wait, how old were you when this happened, Josh? Adrian said, Josephine. Wait, what name is that? Whose name is that? Hold up. Let me bring Agapē back up. Invite, add. All right. Let's get her back up here.
It should work now.
Yes, we're good.
This is so much better.
Oh, you got the mic plugged up? Like
no, not the mic, just the headphones.
Oh, okay.
But I can hear you good.
Yeah, I think you sound better too.
Okay, great.
Hold on, I'm going through some of these comments.
How long are we going on this live? I think we've been on here for like an hour.
I didn't put a time limit on it, but if you gotta hop off, you just let me know.
I don't.
Okay, I ain't gotta hop off. I got all night.
My first crush was in the fifth grade. She was the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Okay, so your first crush was a female. That's dope. Hold up. Josh said 14, big ass Dahmer glasses and flannel shirts era. Wait, hold up. Josh, you said at 14, that's when you had your first girlfriend? Malika said, my first boyfriend, Perry, she put the forced in quotations, forced me to be his girlfriend. He had candy and said if I wanted some candy, I had to be his good. Oh, come on, Perry. Come on.
Malika, what you was doing for that candy? I love it. I've done a thing or two with candy in my day.
All right, Pace. Shout out to Pace. Pace said, I wrote a poem for this girl in 5th grade, and the teacher intercepted it. Really? Come on, teacher. See? Fucking teachers be fucking blowing it, man. God damn. I was about to say cock blocking, but I ain't want nobody to think I was on some weird shit. But god damn, the teacher was fucking cock blocking. Metaphorically. I don't mean that literally.
They intercepted them little papers, you know.
Pace, all right, he said the teacher intercepted it and was extremely embarrassed, but I was extremely embarrassed, so the only thing I did was deny.
Did she read it out loud?
Huh?
Did she read it out loud?
Right, you know the teachers used to do that shit.
I'm lucky I never had any teacher like that.
See, that's fucked up, man, because I done seen stuff like that where the teachers will expose the note, like we'll be passing notes and the teacher like, they'll be like, bring the note to the front of the class. Let's read the note to the class. Like, why are you trying to shame kids, man? We trying to fucking, cause see, this is why kids don't talk to adults.
No.
This is why.
No. There's so many miserable teachers. It's a shame.
It's just miserable adults in general.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all so fucking miserable, man? Damn.
Miserable.
That shit really grinding my gears talking about this shit, and it's making it make sense. It's this position of authority. You shouldn't be doing this. Why are you talking about this? Why are you trying to hide information from me? Well, if young people were more comfortable talking about these mature topics that you feel like they shouldn't be talking about, then maybe you would know everything. You would know everything because they would be comfortable enough to open up to you.
I had a friend. Let me ask the people in the live this. I had a friend. Two friends. Girls. Single mothers with kids that were both like 13. And the boys would take showers together. And she's like, they play sports. So they do everything together. And one goes to the bathroom, take a shit. That one goes to the bathroom. Like they're always together, do everything together. And I said, have you talked to them about sex? And they're like, oh no, I don't do that. The whole run around. At 13? And I was like, and you think there's nothing going on in the bathroom? When they take I was so confused.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
And then I was like, if they haven't been taught about this sex, I guarantee you they're exploring each other. Because my son is fucking 11 and he would never shower with another dude. Never. I don't care what sport you play. You don't bathe with his brother. So it's these things led, and then soon enough after that he found out one of them was having unprotected sex with a girl.
At 13?
Yeah. Well, a little later. It was probably like a year or two later.
That's another thing I want to talk about.
It was with a girl.
That's another thing I want to talk about, like this whole sex thing. Like, biologically, that's the age where we start to hit puberty and start to have all these hormones and sexual desires.
In some cultures, you become a man.
Right. It's like, why the fuck do people think, I don't understand. Like, that's what puberty is, people. Your body is starting to produce shit to where you can have sex and create life. So what the fuck?
Trust me, I know my son masturbates all the time. But
that's what I'm saying. Like
he does it, and I love how he does it because I don't see it obviously. I don't want to. But I know when he does it. And it's like always when he takes a shower. So it's respectful. We're not messing up towels. Not wasting toilet paper. Not making me change your sheets. Right. And then like ever since I knew that he started that, he won't let me give him certain tips. But I make him this lion's mane tea. So every time he takes a shower, I'm like, here, because it's supposed to. Did you put your earphones in?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Now there's no echo. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Somebody. Crystal said it was echoing, so that's why I put my headset on.
Everybody's happy with that. They're already giving thumbs up.
Okay, dope.
So
well, I know from now on, I'm gonna just have my headset on. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, I make him this lion's mane tea and I have him drink it when he gets out of because it replenishes you, gives your testosterone back. See, the thing about it is a lot of people don't know like what to do and how to do it and how to practice this safely. Everything is kind of just like I said, again, hidden. And if you do it, it's like, let me get my nut off. Instead of it being an experience or something that you can be, I guess, proud of later, because we always look back at our lives like, damn, well, I was a fucking horny ass little kid, you don't want to see it like that. But anyway, so I do things to support him, to help him, because I know it's a phase, and I also know there'll be a phase where he's like, I don't want to touch my Johnson for a while, because that y'all go through that too. So I mean, I don't know if everybody does, but I think men do go through that as well. So anyway, yeah, so there's always ways to support. There's always ways to support if you especially shit that you already know is going down. Don't get mad and jealous and shit too, because at first when he first started, I was like, that's not fucking fair. This nigga is going to the bathroom and do his thing and I can't and I'm miserable and shit. Honestly, these are real honest comparisons. So anyway, I started to change very quickly. I started, like, that's again me evaluating something. And I started to change how I viewed it and started to change how I support him in his transition, into manhood, basically. Yeah.
Yep. Because, like, I started masturbating when I was, like, 14, 7th grade. And it was just a natural desire that I had. I started looking at girls a little different at school, like, because the girls start to develop more. They start to have a little more curves around that age. And at that age, well, at that time, smartphones weren't so common. It wasn't no smartphone, so we couldn't just get access to porn and all this shit.
No, you have to use your imagination.
Exactly. So like when I would masturbate, I would like think of the girl that I had a crush on in school, or like a girl that I saw that day that looked good to me. Like I would just like imagine her in my head. Like that's what I would do.
14 when you learn not to masturbate with soap, shit burns.
Bro. I experienced that because I used to do it in the tub. I would be like laying in the tub and I would use the soap, and bro, like you'll get burns. Like you'll get like cuts on your fucking penis. Like this shit is, and you'll have to let that shit heal.
Yeah. So, no, it seems like a good idea when you first try it, but it ain't. It's slippery and everything. You get a job, but not quite. Yo. But yeah, so that's great that you use your imagination. From what I know, my son, what I've noticed and looked through when I check his phone and stuff, I see girls, but just pictures. He doesn't have any videos of anything, and he does not look. He feels kind of shit. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. He feels kind of, I can tell he feels kind of awkward about watching anything that's like video. Like he feels like it's too much for him or too intense maybe. So he just like has pictures of girls with like their cleavage out, not even really nipples. And then he got some anime sex in there and shit. But it's not, it's like, again, it's not moving. It's just still shots and stuff. But that's, Like,
what do you think about?
I'm all right with that compared to like what most kids are like witnessing and seeing and coming across, and like me knowing about it and like him being open about it. It's a way better transition than it would be, I think, for other people in there, because it's hard. It's like a really odd thing to have to do, but we have to do it nonetheless.
Yep. Okay, let me read some comments. Josh said, I'm scrolling back up. He said, hey, same shit happened to me. I don't know what he was referring to at that time. He said, same shit happened to me, but my crush at the time was the teacher. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that shit. We had some fucking crushes on our teachers at a young age. We was like middle school, yeah, like I remember it was a teacher named Miss Swain. I still remember her fucking name. It was her. It was Miss. What was her fucking name? She had a twin, but her twin didn't teach. Like her twin used to just come to the school sometimes. I think her name was Miss Combre or something like that. But yeah, it was like certain teachers that we had crushes on, grown women, and we 13, 14, 15. So like a lot of times people be thinking they always want to put like the sexual energy off on the adult. Like the adult must be coming on to the young person, but sometimes it's the other way around. It be younger.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Great teacher Onizuka. It's an anime. It really gives you an in-depth look at how the children come on to the adults, even a lot of times.
Yeah. Because like you got to think the young person is more fiery and it's new. Everything is new and exciting to them. So they're gonna be a lot.
And they know that you can't initiate a lot of times, so they will. Great teacher Onizuka. I just barely knew that anime. My son was watching it, and that was the part that got me, because every time I passed by, it was some hot to trot girl trying to get with this anime, with this character. I always say anime, but they're not really that. My son's always like, anime is like a style of you're not saying it right. Like he always tells me.
Right. The anime community is dead serious about that shit. They don't. It's not cartoon. It ain't nothing. It's anime. It's like it's a fucking difference.
I would be passing by, and there was always like this. He's always like refusing the girl or finding a unique way. Like, but it's always because anime and those type of shows, they say things in their head a lot. So it would always be him saying like how hard it is to fight off the urges that the girls are actually putting onto him. But he always has these really responsible ways and really cool ways to like kind of turn them back around or make them at least look at themselves, but they always try. Anyway, it was just a really good, like, those are the types of things we should be watching with our children, so we know what's going on and how those things happen. And even that we give some slack to adults and teachers and people who have been put in those situations, and they're not always easy. People go to prison for fucking forever because you're 29 and you're 17-year-old student was hitting on you, and you was like, fuck that shit, I'm gonna hit this, and damn, I'm going to prison.
Right.
Goddamn, it was like, okay, 6 months until her birthday, and what the fuck is between 6 months and now gonna change in her? Well, we're kind of, it's a little crazy.
Right. It's fucking crazy. It's sick. All right, hold on. Let me get through some of these comments. I want to read the rest of Josh's comment. Okay. She happened to me, but my crush at the time was the teacher. LOL. Had to own that one. She read it out loud, and I just smiled, blushing the whole damn time. Had to hit her with the wave. Hit her with that wave, bro. Okay. Adrian said, I had a crush on a boy, I had a crush on a boy when I was in the 9th grade. I just like what I like when I like it. Yeah, see, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of young people, I feel like you're already born with the things that you're gonna like. You just have to get exposed to it to learn that you like it. But it was already in you to like it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I do think some things can be trauma based. I ain't gonna front like I don't think that, but I do think that that there are a lot of, you can tell this is how you can tell the difference. You can tell in their innate mannerisms and things and stuff, and instead of sometimes when things are programs or like a trauma-based thing, you can see how people want to be seen, it's like, you know, I understand when people are gay or straight and they have like a heterosexual tendency, or even people that are bisexual. I kind of am on the fence about that one, but people that are bisexual, I feel like when they have these awarenesses, or when this actually happens, it can be at a very young age, but that also reflects in their lifestyle and how they act. Usually they're not completely flamboyant and fucking gay pride, everything this and that, like with an agenda, because that is an actual agenda. People just want to actually be who they are. And sometimes when you hop on a trend, I don't necessarily believe that that's who you are.
Yeah, facts.
It's very hard for me to explain this, and I have men who are gay that are followers of mine, and I get on these topics sometimes, and they still support, and they still really know that I love them, but also we have to know that there's some things are programs, and we just follow whatever is out there, and it's not even for us. Like,
right. You see, that's the importance of really knowing who you are and being in tune with like your true energy, and like, but you don't really know who you are. It's funny. You don't know who you are until you're exposed to different things. Like, I didn't know I was a music composer until I got exposed to a music toy where I was able to actually play the music, and then I learned, oh, I'm really good at this shit. Like, I have a gift for it. And then I immediately knew when I started to make the music, I went to my mom like, this is what I want to do. I want to produce music. This is at 6 years old. I was able to say it with confidence, and that's why they started investing in it. So same thing with like sexuality and like what you like, you know, your preference. You have to be exposed. You have to be exposed to it. So, and that's why I'm thinking like I believe it more when they say it happened earlier in life, because you were exposed to men, or not men, but you were exposed to boys and girls at a very young age. So you should have been in tune with that feeling at a young age. If you just now getting in tune with it like later in your life, to me that's just you wanting to like
experiment.
It's just experimentation, or it might be trauma related. Definitely trauma related, because you've been through some relationships. Maybe you've been with some people and they done broke your heart, so now you want to try the other side.
Molested by a man.
Yeah.
A lot of women become lesbian because they don't trust men. They've been molested.
Yeah.
But not that ain't everybody, you know. But the thing about it is sometimes they bypass the trauma and say that they've always been like that. I don't really think a lot of people who have chosen to be gay or have not, I don't want to say chosen, but that have that tendency, I feel like
say it how you want to say it, goddamn.
Well, not everybody.
Y'all out here choosing. Y'all out here fucking choosing.
Not everybody chooses. I feel like you can usually, like I said, again, you can sense in the person's demeanor if it's something that they really are, if they're jumping on some type of bandwagon. I don't really think that anybody's gonna say that they didn't always feel like that. If you ask somebody if they're gay or lesbian, like, I always felt like this, like, they're gonna say that for the most part, even if they don't know when they figured it out. They're like, when I figured it out is when I knew, you know? They're going to be like, I always felt like that. But, like, you know, certain people like Saucy Santana and certain motherfuckers, I ain't really, I'm tell you right now.
I don't even know who that is.
Hey, it's just some people also really do want to destroy the divine feminine, and we have to know that as well. The reason that a woman is because she has a womb. Nobody else on the planet
Why
Earth,
they
I don't
want
give a damn what you look like, or if you get breast implants, or if you look exactly like a woman, you don't have a womb. And because you don't have
that's some real shit. Hold up. Stop right there, because that's a really important point about destroying the divine feminine. Because religion, like, just all types of stuff in this society that's happening and it's controlled by men, you can see the clear goal to like minimize the woman. Like, that's a real fucking thing.
And then they replace the divine feminine with the archetype that's masculine, with a woman that's masculine, and then we really lose the divine feminine. So it's fucked up.
That shit's fucking crazy. And that's men doing that weird shit. That's fucking men. Like, we fucking up the world. They be mad when I be speaking against men. They be thinking I'm trying to like pander to the women. I'm like, I'm a truth spitter. So if some shit
guess what? It's okay. We actually make a good dynamic because, like you said, you're gonna protect the women. I'm gonna protect the men. That's simple. For me, that's easy to do, and for you, it's easy to do for women. That's great.
Yeah, because that's naturally what we supposed to do. Like, we're supposed to protect each other.
Now
what the
you
fuck?
understand the dynamic between a divine feminine and a divine masculine, what role they actually play in the
Come on, man.
Because that, you know, I have to defend you, you have to defend me. That's
right.
it. And then then nobody, there's no argument either.
Like, all this fucking battle of the sexes, like, who the fuck came up with this dumb shit? Why the fuck y'all want to fight so damn much? Right? Why y'all want to battle and fight and go to war? Like, y'all some weird motherfuckers, man.
For real, they are. Hold on,
weird. Let me read
Agapē Symbiosis ass niggas.
Let me read these fucking comments. All right, Josh said, "What's y'all opinion on wet dreams?" I'll let you answer. I'll answer. I'll answer it first because honestly, I feel like wet dreams are more related to boys than girls.
Yes.
I ain't never really heard of girls talking about wet dreams. So, what's my opinion on wet dreams? They happen. Yeah. They're definitely a real thing. I don't really have too many personal stories about like wet dreams of like. I just remember having. I don't remember the first time I dreamed about a sexual encounter, but I do remember having that thought while I was asleep and then waking up and my penis was hard. I don't ever remember, like, ejaculation doesn't happen during the wet dream. You might leak a little bit because you're excited, but
like
yeah,
you're saying like that type of leak.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I think that men do actually ejaculate during. I mean, some do.
Like full on ejaculation, like the whole thing just come out.
I know he needs to comment.
Hell no, because like in order for that to happen, you have to be stimulating. You have to actually be stimulating your penis in order for that to happen.
I was gonna say the second part. That's why I was gonna say my opinion on what they are.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. So let's get the female side.
when you have a wet dream and if you have a full ejaculation, even if you don't have a full ejaculation, those usually so you know in your dream state, you're in a dream realm, right? People lucid dream, you know, lucid dreaming is, right? People can lucid dream. So you already know that there's a consciousness that happens when you're in the dream state. Like there's an awareness there, more awareness than when you're actually awake here, believe it or not. So a lot of times experienced people in experiences and even succubus spirits can persuade you to have sex with them in the dream state. So if you don't know about this, then you obviously will give it up because it's like, fuck, it's sex. And it doesn't matter if it's a demon or not.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. But yeah, a lot of times, like wasting these are deep conversations yeah, I may not go into all the details with it, but a lot of times, yeah, if you're able to have, if you have a wet dream, then a lot of times, yeah, something was there the night of.
Wait, what you mean something was there?
So, you know, have you ever had this will give you a better idea. Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Hell yeah. That's when you like sleep and you're trying to wake up, but you can't wake up and you feel stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So imagine that, but like in dream state and sex is involved, right?
So, so like the sex is happening.
Yes.
And you're trying not to have sex?
Not necessarily, because sometimes they show up. Have you ever seen the movie Beowulf? Like, okay, so.
Well, oh, wait, that sounds familiar. I think they made us read the book. Yeah.
So that was like
high school.
I forgot the name of the spirit, but she basically came in and they seduce you. So it's not like it's sometimes. I wouldn't say it's non-consensual. The sleep paralysis is non-consensual. You know, that's you really wanted to get out of it.
Hell yeah.
The only way you, and then once you but once you're able to get out of that, if you've had that before, man, y'all can really conquer the dream state, lucid dreams and all that. You can manifest all type of stuff if you really get into that. But you know, everything has to be a ritual routine. You can't just say, oh, I'm, you know, one day have this and do that. It's like you would have to really be into that. But people that have those abilities, but anyway, yeah. So I always tell people to discard their semen in a very ritualistic manner, like bury it. I know shit sounds stupid, but if you're not actually having sex with an individual and you're not like, you know, having intercourse and she's not like, you're not like coming on her in her mouth. I'm sorry to speak how it is.
Hey, say it how it is.
In her mouth or like on her skin and her rubbing it in or something, it's important that it just doesn't go to waste. It's not waste. It's not waste. You throw things in the trash that are waste. You fucking flush shit that's a waste. Shit in the toilet. When you wipe your ass, this is not waste. This is life. You don't waste life. So you do something with it that says you appreciate the fact that you can ejaculate. And really the you know, it's nutrient for plants. Put it in your plants. Do something that says that, you know, it's intentional. Like there's no intention behind the stuff that we do. Yep. Just like women, when you're bleeding or you're menstruating, you can save, because a lot of us don't even use tampons anymore. We use those little cups and they like collect it. And you mix that with water and give it to your plants. You don't have to waste it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a weirdo and drink your own blood and fucking paint your face in war paint. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's just, these are all taboos, like stuff that people don't necessarily think of, because if you say it, it's weird.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be the weird one. Nobody wants to stand out. Nobody wants to be judged. You're not gonna fucking die if people look at you and say, hey, you're crazy or you're different. Like, I would much rather be on that side of the world than to be on the side that's scared all the fucking time and don't want to be seen and don't want to look stupid or sound dumb or sound crazy. But see, this type of confidence comes in self-knowledge, knowing who you are, knowing your purpose. So that's why, like, they don't really teach you how to learn yourself. They teach you to learn everything outside yourself. And then you got to kind of arrive at that realization later in life that, oh wait, let me tune into myself. But this is why creativity and art to me is the purest form of spirituality, because when you're being creative, you're literally building a relationship with yourself. That's spirituality. It's a relationship with self. You're by yourself. And what's the dopest thing you can do by yourself is create something, because you're literally taking something from your mind, pulling something from an experience, something from your life. You're really having a therapy session with yourself. That's what the fuck it is.
Absolutely.
You're getting to know yourself by actually expressing. You're able to see your emotions, hear your emotions. So that's why I've always had a high level of self-understanding, because I found my passion for music at 6. So I'm like diving into this stuff at a young age.
Music is so great. Like, you were born to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
And every time I hear it, I'm surprised, because I feel like he should be cornier than this. And you're not. You're not corny at all. And I don't say that I say you should be, because your personality actually and your quirkiness doesn't seem to fit with the music. So it's like it's like a persona. My son plays this game called Persona 5 or whatever they did.
Yeah.
And they take on these different personas. It's like a logical thinking, but it's a video game. But anyway, yeah, so you like take on a whole different persona. You know, you're like whatever Beyonce, what she call herself, Sasha Fierce. Yeah.
See, I feel like the music gives me a platform to be serious, because I don't like to live my life too serious. I'm like, we're supposed to enjoy our time here. So when I'm in my day-to-day life, I like to smile. I like to laugh. I like to get to know people. That's a fun process. We're here to have fun, but you can't deny that we're actually going through real emotions, real experiences.
Hard time.
So for me, the music has always served as a tool for me to actually get those emotions out. Like the stuff that I've been bottling up, that I'm not just going around talking about day to day, because I don't want to put out too much of a heavy energy. all the time.
Yes.
So I just save it for the music, and then I can express those emotions in a more creative way. Like I can make my pain sound beautiful, and then that's the healing part of it. Because I'm like,
so it's almost like it's like for yourself.
it is. That's what art is. That's what real art. That's why I've always been very critical of people that call themselves artists and these people that want to be famous. You're not an artist. You're not even capturing the real essence of what this shit is about.
That's interesting. It makes me really because I do consider what I do art, but I guess I am like, oh, you know, but like being by myself and doing everything solo, like it really makes, like what you said, it really makes me feel like I'm getting to know myself. And man, I'll tell you, I feel so much different, like just in a year and a half than I did before that. So
that's true spirituality. What you are doing is art. This is coming from an artist. So listen to me. What you're doing is art. When I look at how you're putting your content together, it's not just sex content. It ain't just twerking on cam. It ain't just, it's not that. Like I really look at it and I'm like, she's really spending time with herself and she's just showing us the process of her.
Right. It's like being on a live stream and just taking you through the day in the life.
That's all this shit is. That's all art is. That's why people love artists, because we do something very brave. We show the world our relationship with self. And the stuff you say to yourself by yourself is usually the stuff you ain't brave enough to say in front of people.
Yeah.
So that's why like people be playing around with this fucking energy. These people, these musicians, these artists, I don't even like to call them artists because they're in it for, I'm not going to say the wrong reason, because everybody has the freedom to do stuff for their own reasons.
They have free will, let's just put it like that.
So like if you're doing art so that other people will love you and that you can get some validation, you can get some money, you can get status, that's not true art.
It's not true
to me.
Yeah.
That's when you're in entertainer world. You're just a figure of. So
and
that's why, like,
entertainment is not always art. Sometimes it's just
that shit just entertaining. Pound Town, that ain't art.
But it was entertaining, right?
That's just entertaining as hell.
I posted about
it. It's very entertaining.
It's entertaining, but it's not. Or sometimes we just have a message to push, so we might not be entertained by it, but we notice other people were entertained by it, and so we jumped on that wagon because you got to get in where you fit in.
Hey, hold up. Shout out to Johnny F. Roscoe. I got to give a shout out to my bro. He just tuned in. Johnny F. Roscoe in this bitch. Yeah.
With these headphones, it's really giving podcast style. Like I can hear you so good.
I like this. Yeah. This is official.
It's official.
We really in the game. I don't know if you know, but
I got to get a better background in a what you call it, a ring light that actually works.
I got my little, my studio equipment in the back.
Your background steps. Yeah. And you moved already, you said.
Yeah, this is a new spot,
Nice. I was fast as shit.
Hell yeah. I don't waste no fucking time.
But listen, you got to know that I've been following you since the days you was in a little bit more of a struggle. So when you say you was moving, I was like, oh, I hope this is a smooth transition.
Oh, yeah. I learned when I was in Florida. Look, when I was in Florida, hold up. Before I get into that, let me read Crystal's comment. I got to make sure. Hey, and when you're in the middle of talking and stuff, since you're on the live with me, whenever you see people comment, make sure we like stop what we saying and like really.
So I was seeing it, but for whatever reason, I'm not seeing a lot. The chats.
You're not seeing the comments right now? Oh, okay.
See it now, but I have to.
All right.
Look. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Crystal said, I used to play the violin. I think about taking lessons again. Hey, don't think about it. Fucking do the shit. If it's a thought, if you have a thought, that's your spirit talking to you. You don't have that thought for no reason. So you gotta trust when a thought.
If you used to play it, like that'll heal inner child wounds.
Hell yeah.
Also, not only that, it's like you already prepped a little bit, so it's not going to be completely foreign. You might just fall right back into where you left off at. And as long as you're, in the right mind state, because you don't want to purchase the violin, get the lessons, and then don't show up to the rehearsals or to the, So as long as that's the case, go for it. But get your head right first. I always tell people get their head right first.
Shout out to Lorenzo Cash. I see his name in the chat or in the audience list, so I just wanted to shout him out.
Yes, that
but
was
yeah,
pretty good.
So one thing I want to say about what you just said, I'm gonna say you don't have to wait until you get right, because the creativity gets you on the path to getting right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's never like a ideal time to start anything creative.
That's probably my issue.
Yeah, you gotta just start. Like, it's like with this, like us getting on live, right? I had the idea to do it. Now, okay, the thing happened with the post I made about the 13-year-old, and then Agapē, you was one of the only people that hit me up like during that time. It was a few people hit me up during that time, but your message stood out. Like, I could tell, like, I don't know, did you saw what was going on before you messaged me?
No, I didn't. I only
Oh,
saw the
wow.
post. I only saw the post, and then
Right.
I let you know that or I said what I thought about what it could attract. But then you told me like a couple days
You
later,
didn't even
like,
know.
It went viral.
You didn't even know the shit hit the fan and was doing all that. See, that's how you know. See, that's an example of like spiritual connection. It's moments like that.
Well, because I know you connected to the youth the same way I was, and I was like, and I know how hard it is, you know, even for me sometimes. And I was like, ooh, for a man, I figured that was gonna be harsh.
Yeah,
but I didn't know, you know, because I didn't think it would get around to a bunch of people. I just thought
I didn't fucking either.
I just thought like some of your Facebook friends might have a hard time reading it or something.
And what's crazy is, like, when I first posted it, the first comment I got was from one of my female friends who has actually been like molested. So when she read it, she didn't take it in a negative way. She thought it was like a really.
You told me that.
She thought it was a very loving thing. Yeah. So like that was like the first response I got. So when I woke up to the complete opposite energy of motherfuckers sharing the shit, and man, this shit hit all the fans. And I'm like,
do you know how many likes and shares it got or dislikes?
It would have got, yo, if I was really out here for the clout, I would have let that shit stay up and it would have went even more viral. I ended up deleting the post when I saw what they was trying to do with it. I'm like, man, this ain't what I want. So like at the time I deleted the post, it had like over 300 shares.
Oh shit, that's a lot.
And that was like not even a whole 24 hours had passed. Like, so it shit was like hitting all the different local groups. Like, it was people in an uproar. Like, motherfuckers was disturbed.
They were waiting for somebody to say something like that. That's what
it's like, God,
but think.
It's like, God damn, I can't talk to a minor. I don't like these terms either. I don't like these fucking.
And if it was a boy, would it have been okay? I guess so.
Right. I guess if it was a boy, because I talk to younger boys too. It ain't like I just target.
Shit. You would have been okay unless you were a Catholic priest, then it's a problem. I mean, people put everything in a goddamn box that don't even make
Man, motherfuckers is just scared, man. Like,
just living life scared and abandoned.
And the fact that I expressed. It was pure love that I expressed. It was pure love and care for another human. Fuck the age. So the fact that disturbed people to that level, that lets me know, it really let me see clearly what's wrong with the world. That's what's
they fucked up out here. Yeah, that's what's wrong. They don't have
people are literally scared to love. They're scared to do it.
Well, it's easier to just be scared than to actually do it, because they got to first love themselves. And that's a scary thing to do if you haven't ever tried. I mean, you know, because you can't.
If you haven't There's this thing you should try. Hey, there's this thing you should try. I don't know if you've ever fucking tried it. Anybody out there? It's called loving your dad. You might want to get you some of that. It's a really good thing. You know?
Feels good. It tastes good, smells good, all the above. Just love yourself. No, but really, I mean, okay, so there's this idea that these people have the idea that they really do know how to love. And I think that people that there's no measuring stick for this. So there's no way to measure if somebody loves themselves or if they don't. Only, based on their actions, a lot of times you can see that. But other than that, people think that they have this really firm grip on what love is and what it means and everything. And unfortunately, it's time and time again, we see that people, they really just don't. They really don't.
They don't.
Because then, how I know is because it creates a mirror effect. Because everybody that you're around, you see them as yourself and you love them. And there's no differentiation between who you are and who they are, other than how y'all look. Hey, Emmett.
Right.
Other than just the look. Other than the look, that's it. So, that's how I know when people are not, that can comment and do all those extra bullshit, and they've not really faced themselves. So they can't face others, and they can't, like you said, they're afraid to love because they won't love themselves.
Right. If you're tuned in right now, it's only a few of y'all in here. If you love yourself, type a 1 on the screen.
Type a 1. A 1.
Type a 1.
Or a heart. Yeah, give us some hearts.
Okay, we'll do a heart. I always say 1. 1 is like my default thing to say when I want people to.
One will work. Whatever. Just write something. Nobody there. We got people in here.
No, sometimes it's like a little lag between like when we say stuff and when they actually see
Malika, give me your opinion. What do you think of the podcast style lives? Or what do you think of this live in general?
Johnny F. Roscoe said people is weird. That's facts, bro.
People is weird. I'm glad
I feel like weird, that's a funny word because it gets used in a lot of different ways. Because people call me weird. I'm sure people have called you weird, Agapē, all the time.
I think everybody's been called weird. Like even people that are normal are sometimes called weird.
I feel like that's a good question to ask.
Has everybody been called weird at one point in their life?
Yeah, the people who are tuned in right now, have you been called weird?
Yeah, I've been called weird.
I feel like people just use the word weird when they can't describe a person. Yeah, like they don't know what to call you, so you're just weird. Malika said, I love it. Maybe it's just you two together. You guys balance one another. That's why I'm still tuning in. Huh? You like our energy? You like our energy? Hey, we vibing right now. I ain't gonna fucking lie.
I was wondering why Malika was still here. I was like, she's not really the type to stick around on Facebook and keep on staying on the live. So thank you.
Wait, that's one of your people?
Yeah. And Emmett too.
No.
I'm the only two people so far.
No. That's nice.
She bought me this lovely. Actually, let me go get it. I'll be right back. She sent me a gift.
Okay.
That I really don't use.
Crystal said, yes, I have been called weird. Do you remember why you were called weird? Like, what were you doing that made somebody call you weird? Malika said, weird is my middle name. Hey! Yeah. I get called weird a lot. I get called crazy. I definitely get called crazy quite a bit. But yeah, this was totally just. Oh, I think she's on her way back. I don't want to be in the middle of a sentence when she gets back. Oh, is that? That's like a whip.
I knew you were gonna say that right away. Hold on. It's not charged. I can't really show it.
Bringing out the sex toys.
It's not a sex toy. Hey, it's not a sex toy. It's like some type of TikTok shit.
I bet you could turn it into one if you wanted to.
That you can. Listen, you can turn anything. We already talked about the toothbrush. You can turn.
You see where my mind went. I'm thinking you're using a normal manual fucking soft bristle toothbrush and down there bristling it up. Fucking brushing it up down there. Yo, that's crazy.
All right, Malika, I'm gonna let it charge and I'm gonna show him.
Somebody might try that toothbrush trick now that I said it out loud.
I hope not. Just buy a vibrator. You should be grown if you're watching this live stream.
Somebody freaky. They're gonna try that shit.
Some alternative shit.
gonna be like, oh, damn, that one thing dude was talking about on the lot.
Don't say that I recommended it because it's not a very pleasant, like 100% pleasant experience. But you could try it if you want.
I'm totally gonna take that. That ain't gonna fall on you. That was my thought.
I ain't going backwards. I like what I got going on right now. I ain't fucking with none of
You ain't gonna experiment with the bristles?
No. I felt the bristles in my day. I felt them.
that probably feels scratchy too, because it's real sensitive. It's real sensitive right there. That shit probably feel like knives. I ain't gonna lie.
No, not comfortable.
Yeah, not that you say that.
Let's see if she commented anything. No, she didn't. Because I was considered a square, always played it safe. Oh, yeah.
Crystal said we have very good energy.
Very, very good energy. Okay, well that's good. Hey. Are you still in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on the south side now. I grew up on the east side, so I was with my parents when I first moved back. I was in the home that I grew up in, which is on the east. And then in 2020, I lived on the far west, which is around Bankhead and all the stuff where T.I., he be rapping about that side. So I lived on the east, I've lived on the west, now I'm living on the south. I feel like when I move from here, if I stay here, I might live on the north, and then I'll be able to say I lived on every side of Atlanta.
Yeah. And the north will be the good direction to be headed. So
the north side is the bougie side.
Well, I don't know much about Atlanta, but I know, if you've tried everything else, the north is the last. That might be good because you ain't nowhere but up from there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And the north side is the best side of Atlanta. That's where people go. Yeah, that's the upper echelon people. You go up there and walk your dogs and shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah. Yep. Malika said, always did the opposite of what others did, so that is forbidden. People hate when you have your own mind. Yeah, people can't stand that shit,
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, hey, I guess we can't complain about that too much more longer. God will turn blue in the face. And honestly, I don't know if how long, you gotta contend with the likes of the people who are on this planet. So we just have to find a way to be happy about it.
Say that though. Say that though. Oh shit.
Because I'm like, there's no end in sight. No end in sight.
Wait, say that again. You said you gotta find a way to be happy in this shit.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I said. You have to find a way to contend because with the likes of the people here on this planet, because it doesn't seem like anything right now immediately is going to change. So you have to find joy, the word that I love and have
the best way to find joy in the world is to find joy in yourself. Mm-hmm. So go get that toothbrush and go put it to work. Put it to work. Love on yourself.
So you see why I do what I do then, because I really had that problem finding joy in anything. And if you have the mind that I have, I know a lot of people we all don't share the same mind. But if you followed me at all and or know anything about who I am, you can see where it's hard for me to find joy. And just because it's just the nature of my mission and shit. So yeah, that's why I do what I do, because it brings me joy, but it also really brings other people joy. And so it's like a fucking win-win.
Right. Look, that's Jasmine. Yo, Jasmine Knox, this is the woman that introduced me to you, Agapē. So we need to give her a round of applause.
And I know who she is too. I follow her on Facebook.
How do you know her? Yeah, give me that story.
I don't really know her, but I've seen some of her videos before, and she decodes shit. She's like me, but more.
So did she find you and follow you, or did you find her?
I'm telling y'all, I follow everybody, so I don't really know. But I think I probably followed her first, maybe.
Okay.
But I thought that about you too, so I don't know.
Yeah. That's good. That's good you follow people.
How did you find her? Ran into her?
Jasmine, how did we meet? I don't even think we've met in person. I don't.
You only met her online?
Yeah, a lot of my people are just online friends. I don't even be like knowing these people in real life.
Some of that deep spiritual stuff, so that's why I was wondering how the hell y'all met each other.
Well, I don't remember her always being on that energy. Like when I first met her, I don't know what she was into. Jasmine, how did we meet? Like, when did you first become aware of who I was? Because I don't remember. Hold up, let me get this chair.
Take your time. Let me see what I got going on down here. I'll see if Jasmine writes back. My dad shared some of your music. Her dad, he can't hear because of them damn headphones.
All right, I had to charge my phone. My shit said 15%, so I had to put the charger in.
Her dad shared some of your music, she said.
My dad shares. Okay, who's your dad? Khalil. Damn, who is Khalil? Yo, I have a very vast network of people. Oh, that sex toy be lighting up. Look at it.
It's like this thing where you do these really cool tricks, and in the dark, it's like it glows. So like it looks like it's just kind of folding around your body and doing all these things. It's something she found on TikTok that was really cool.
I think I saw the content where you unboxed that.
Yeah, you probably did. That content is forever gone. But hey,
because it was on your stories and it disappeared.
Well, my Instagram, I think it was, but maybe not. And it has different colors. Look at that. See, it's like this, and you do these really cool tricks, and you put one through your leg and do all this.
Yeah.
But I tried. But it was a great.
You're doing it.
It was It was very thoughtful. You can't really whip with it because it has this like curve backwards, so you can't like whip. If you do, like whip yourself.
Or whip somebody else.
It whips you though too. I've tried to like do this, and it just whips me. So,
yeah.
You know, she's probably so happy because I know she hasn't seen me use it at all.
There we go.
Love it. It's a really cool thing to have. I appreciate it, Malika.
That's awesome, Malika, that you took the time to buy something for her and mail it to her. I love people like Malika.
And it was just so unique and different. My kids liked it too. They thought it was pretty cool.
I feel like, and you and Malika, do y'all know each other in person or is it just internet?
She just would send me a gift. Very nice.
So she just started following you from the internet content.
Yeah.
See,
we resonated on certain topics and we're cool.
I love stuff like that. That shows you the things like this show you the power of the internet and social media and how it should be used, which is to make real connections with people. But a lot of people don't use it that way. Majority of people get on here for the bullshit and they feel like it's not real and people say all type of weird shit out of their mouth that they would never say to somebody in person, and it's like, why would you do that? It's real people behind these accounts. Like, we can really be using this to do something very powerful, very good.
It doesn't matter. We're going to stomp them right out. Who gives a fuck? They say whatever they want. We love you. We love you all the way down till we get you 6 feet under. We love you the whole way. But sorry, baby, we going to do what we got to do. And keep it.
And you ain't stopping shit.
No, they ain't stopping nothing. I mean, it is hard. It's adversity. Nobody wants to overcome adversity, but it tells you that you're doing what needs to be done. Otherwise, if you don't have any adversity, you're not doing shit right. Because otherwise, there's no change. That means that you're repeating a cycle, and there's no room. You've not made any room for change. That's
adversity shit.
Yeah, that's the only way that'll work. Adversity has to happen for change to occur.
I love adversity. That shit turned me on. That shit turned me on, turned me up. Like it pushes me more into my purpose.
Yeah, I breathe heavier and I pay attention to my breath when I'm upset about something that's some sort of adversity. So that tells me I'm in a meditation now. You know, when I'm paying attention to my breath. Have you ever noticed when something makes you upset? Well, for me at least, when something makes me upset, I really pay attention to my breath and I breathe deeper and heavier and like more aggressive. And I noticed that that's them putting me in a meditation, because I'm like, how do I solve this? Because there is a solution to this. There's a solution to like everything.
Facts. Problem solving. I like that you broke it down like that.
Yeah.
That's how you know. You can't allow your emotional reaction to people and their misunderstandings to turn you into an irrational emotional being. You have to look at everything, like you said, as a problem that you need to solve. It ain't about fighting against people. It ain't about going to war. It's about solving the issue. And sometimes the issue is adjusting your approach, because you do have to understand, like, the energy you put out, people are going to respond to that. So you might put out a certain thing expecting that they're going to respond this way, and then they respond a completely different way. So then next time, you know, okay, maybe I just don't touch on that topic, or maybe I find a better way to say it, or maybe I just move in that and just don't speak on it at all, you know?
Right.
And then you just have to figure out, okay, how do I deal with what's going on right now? Like,
and you're gonna have your moments. You're not gonna be Buddha in every scenario. There are gonna be things that upset you and you react to, but you just, you know, dust the dirt off your boots and can let your peace return to you. And that's in your Bibles. And a lot of y'all read your Bibles and don't even know what they mean. People do. They do.
Talk that shit.
So, but yeah, you have to. So anyway, that happens when someone disrupts you or comes to disrupt your peace. You have to find a way to let it return to you and not be affected by it long term, because, you know, this happens too with family members, and it's really unfortunate, because we're all set up in this debt system dynamic with family members and friends. Like, I owe you this and you owe me that. And because I'm your mom, I'm supposed to do this for you. And I'm extending my home to you, and or I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it creates all these debts and that we owe to each other. And now we're operating off of that. And this is not how any of it's supposed to go. We're supposed to freely give to each other, because that's what, not hold something over somebody's head because you've done them a service. If you do them a service, if you didn't charge them for it in some way, or let them know that this is a trade or this is a transaction or something like that, then you don't have no debt system you can hold over them. So cut that shit out.
See, that's what you touching on. This is why we're talking right now. This is why we're creating together. I knew we were going to eventually find a way to combine energies, but like the shit you talking right now is the exact energy I'm on. And it's like, it's this money shit and how we're controlled by these transactions. Everything is like the dollar leads everything. We don't move unless the dollar is in front of it. And it just creates this tense, it's a tense interaction between people. Because like you said, when the money leaves it, then it's like, okay, you owe me something now. Now you gotta move with the energy of like,
it's okay.
Roy, for some reason, called me and said he couldn't get a hold of you, wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh, okay. I'm on a Facebook live stream. As soon as I'm done, I'll give him a call back.
Thanks.
Okay. That's okay. Thanks. Okay.
They knocking at the door.
My landlord got people that live next door to me, and he tried to call me and couldn't get a hold of me. What the hell? Anyway.
He gonna pull up. He gonna pull up on you.
He lives in Alabama. That's why I'm like, what the hell? So,
what day?
Anyway, don't matter.
You're still in Florida, right?
Yeah.
What is that, Naples?
No, that's where I used to live. I live in I don't like to tell people where I live online.
Okay.
Well, this is not where I live, but I live very close to this. But this town called Sebring.
Okay.
You know where that is?
Nah, I've never heard of it. That's like Central Florida.
Central. It's right around, yeah, it's like right underneath Orlando. It's not it's not too far from Apopka, but it's probably like, I think.
So you actually moved like closer to where I was then.
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, I didn't live in Naples when I never haven't lived in Naples since I knew you, but I was from there. I probably mentioned that.
Okay.
I always been over here for a pretty long time.
Gotcha. I was actually, I was gonna pull up on you in Florida, like when I was living in Florida. Like my spirit felt moved to do that while I was there, but it just never lined up. So it just wasn't time for that to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always felt like me and you were gonna do something, because I just saw the energy you were putting out and the energy I'm putting out. I feel like we understand each other a little better than, you know, the typical person that follows me, because we're kind of both doing brave shit in front of people, being creative, you know.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a good move, and I think it's a good step in the right direction, and we should do this like once a week for sure, if not more. That'd be great. Because we flow good together, so it's like you don't really have to have a topic, but it is kind of nice to have one, because you can kind of stick to. We can't talk for 2 hours for sure every time, but
I don't know. I think we could.
I can.
And then look, I like to feed off the people that are tuned in during the time that we are actually live.
People had good questions, and they talked a lot too.
Yeah.
I forgot Jasmine had said something over here. Yeah, you can't even perceive what is good without bad. And then only my fam can slightly disrupt my schmoddy. Or samadhi.
I guess
samadhi.
I guess that word translates to peace.
Yeah, it sounds like Hindu something. But yeah,
I'm glad we touched on
family does that the easiest, because they have your emotional, you're invested emotionally with them. Most other people you're not.
Yeah, and a lot of people use emotional connection as like a way to manipulate and control, and
absolutely
to have power. I hate this false sense of power that people like to have, and that's another thing that keeps the older generation from connecting with the youth, is this sense of I'm more powerful than you. I've been here longer than you, and I can't give away my power. I have to hold my position of authority and
you have no idea.
I have to put you with that. I have to put you in your place as a child. It's like, man, that's why
it's very deep rooted.
That's why that is really the source of why kids can't develop the way that they need to develop. It ain't about school. People be trying to say it's about the schools and shit. No, it's like you're hindering their ability to think and move freely. That's gonna slow down their evolution. Like, people don't even understand what they be doing.
It's crazy, because that's so deep rooted to the point where where you said I'm gonna know more than you and be able to show you and all these things, like how you're pointing your finger. It's deeper than that, because like people don't want to believe that a child can also know more or know as much as them. Like it's an ego thing. It's something, if a child challenges you in any way, you're gonna naturally get offended and affected by it. And I have experienced this on a level that you will never be able to fathom, because I'm observing it. Meaning, like, a mom might not be paying attention to that this is going on. Me, I'm like, wow, this is intense. People that really, in my life at least, people that really should be able to see certain things, especially when it comes to my kid, will not acknowledge it, because of the simple fact that it challenges their thought form. That's it. As simple as that. And they don't want to be anybody, especially a child, to be superior to them. For some reason, if it's someone their age, it's like, oh, they're smarter than me, that's okay. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's really, I like that you worded it that way about having their thought pattern challenged. That's the scariest thing for people to face, is that their thought pattern can actually be challenged, and they might have there might be a better way of thinking. So instead of being open to bending and evolving and kind of like getting out of your own head of this is just how I think and this is who I am, and then I think that's when you get into people being stuck in their ways at a certain age. Like, you've developed a thought pattern that ain't even really yours, to be honest. Most people's thought patterns aren't theirs. It's you've adopted it from something in your childhood. Somebody taught you some shit and you embraced it as the truth, and now you're going through your life feeling like this is who you are. And anybody that challenges it, it scares you because you don't want to believe that the all these years of you thinking this way was a lie, or it wasn't the best way to think. So now you like your identity is so tied to these thoughts.
I'm listening to everything you're saying. I'm just texting my landlord back, but I can hear you. Keep going.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, you get so tied to these fucking thoughts, and like none of these thoughts are really you. Even the thoughts that are yours aren't really who you are. You could think and move however you want to move. So I just feel like the more comfortable you get with change, the more at peace you'll be, and the better relationships you'll be able to build with people, kids, whoever the fuck. So let me read some of these comments. Shout out to Daniel. He said the only real power those people have is deference. They aren't gods. They aren't special. They don't have superpowers. We literally give those old tyrants our power. They have nothing about us. Big facts. Hey, what they say? What they say? They say the children are the future, right? So
they'll never understand.
Come on now, like the kids is really where the power is.
Little do they know, honey. They even people that think they know that, they don't have a flying clue what these children are about to create here. These children are about to blow this shit out the fucking water, and I can't wait because I don't have no faith in nobody. I don't even have as much faith in myself as I do in the children. That's how crazy it is.
Wait, say that again.
I said I don't even have as much faith in myself to get the job done than I do in the children. The children will. And that's because you have to know that the legacy that you leave behind is the path that you set before them is all strategic, just like your ancestors left it for you. And it might be a little fucked up, and we had to get through Christianity and a bunch of weird. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, we had to get through a bunch of weird things and very important processes, but this is going to be a lot more fun for them. This is Aquarius. It's freedom. It's not how it has been in the age of Pisces when we were all Bible beaten and crazy ass shit. This is going to be very liberating for the children, and I'm excited to see what's going to take place. But it's going to be it's going to be a nasty fight too. It's not always, butterflies and rainbows and unicorns, but it'll be beautiful outcome is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I feel like everything's always beautiful outcome. Like,
yeah,
the generation before us, like every older generation looks like, this old outdated idea that's just not working. But you got to understand, like, they were the product.
Pass the batons, yeah.
They were the product of what happened before them, and then they pushed it forward a little bit further. So in their mind, like, what they're doing is a lot more evolved than what they saw. So it's like, that's the natural process. And I feel like the older generation is always fighting against that process. They're slowing it down. We should be speeding it up. Like, we should be embracing the youth and getting their ideas before we die. It's like the older generation has to completely die off in order for the younger generation to be heard. And by that time, they're in their 40s maybe, before like the generation before them is just completely old and just out of the spectrum of like actually influencing the world or being part of the working world or whatever the fuck you're doing in the world. At a certain age, you kind of are not really part of it anymore. You kind of revert back to a child state where you're being taken care of, or you're just about to die. You're just prepping for your own death. So I just feel like people should be embracing the new ideas. I had to deal with a lot of bullshit in Florida because I was a forward thinker and a creative, and people weren't embracing oh shit, I'll get her back up. Shout out to Brittany. I don't know if she's still in here. Brittany Lynn Logan. Shout out to Brittany. She says she loves us. Hey, we love you too. Hopefully you're still tuned in. Crystal said, I used to get in trouble growing up in the church. I had a lot of questions. What questions you had, Crystal? See, questions are the root of everything awesome. But that's the one thing people don't like to do is answer questions. Because it forces them to expose themselves. And that's the part that people are afraid to do. That's the loving thing to do, is to expose yourself. And the only way to get to know people is to ask questions. And the only way to get to know what you like and what the truth is, because we're all on a quest to understand things and to get closer to the truth. So the only way to do that is to ask questions, because especially in this world where it's so many distractions and so many like things that you gotta sift through. So yeah, like questions are a beautiful thing. Like that's what kids do. Kids ask a lot of questions, and adults, they'll make a child feel like they're annoying for asking too many questions. No, I don't never want a child to feel like something is wrong with them because they have a lot of questions. I'm going to encourage them to keep asking questions. Even if, because you ever seen the young people, they'll just keep asking their question. They'll keep asking their parent, like, why? Like you'll answer it again and then they'll say, but why? Yeah, I love that spirit of curiosity. Keep asking why. If I give you an answer, question that answer. Yes, keep doing that. And take that same energy out in the world. Don't ever just accept things for what somebody shows you it is. Like, ask the question. Make sure you really understand it. Shout out to Cree. I see you. I'm trying to see if Agapē is still in here. I don't see her name. I think her shit probably just disconnected, so I'll just wait till she comes back. Hey, shout out to Cree. I might bring the cook up back too. I'm gonna be doing these lives where I'm bringing people up, and we're gonna be having conversations. So I've been on here talking with Agapē, and she's a very spiritually inclined or spiritually in tune creative. She has a different style of creating than I do, but it's all creativity. She expresses more through movement. So you'll see her dancing, but she's also in tune with the kids. She has 2 sons, so she makes content with them. I've seen her do stuff where she's I don't know if I've seen her like, not like cooking, but she'll she has like nature stuff where sometimes she'll just be out meditating, or it's dope. I like to see people creating stuff that has like some real substance to it. I like to feel like we're actually showing real human content, because we're living in a very digital world and people feel like humanity has no hope. But I know that's a fucking lie. Like, this device that we're on, I've always seen the potential in how we can use it to really enhance humanity, like to strengthen the connection. Like, we don't have access to the world for no reason. We're not just on here for the bullshit and the giggles and to talk shit about people and roast on people. And it's like, come on, man. Like how long are we supposed to do that? Grown motherfuckers getting online wanting to roast on people, wanting to talk shit. It's like, come on, man. This shit just, it ain't, at a certain point, the shit just ain't funny no more. Like, all right, aha. How much boredom do you have to cure? Everybody's bored and just wants to be entertained. Shit ain't entertaining no more. The shit that used to look amazing to me as a child, this shit look basic as fuck to me now. It don't even have the same effect on me. Like, I'm not even intrigued. The thing that I'm most intrigued by is just, I want to really connect with people, because that's the thing that'll never get old. Because that's what we're all here to do. All right, let me, Crystal said, I am a critical thinker. That's good. I just want people to be a thinker, period. I don't give a fuck how you think. Just think. Like, use your fucking mind. Use your brain. motherfuckers just don't be thinking at all. Cree said, we like different. Goddamn right, Cree. Shit. Goddamn right. I like people who are fearless in their expression of self. That's really what it's about, man. Tapping into your own energy. So if it's anything that people learn by looking at me over the years, whatever the fuck I'm doing, because I do a lot of different things, what you're witnessing is a person who's fearlessly being who they are in front of the world and expressing themselves through different mediums, different outlets, different art forms. It's like we're here to create and connect. That's what life is about. So I think everybody has creativity in them. It ain't got to be music. It doesn't have to be dance. It doesn't have to be one of these popular art forms that's deemed as a thing. Like you don't have to be a painter, or you don't have to draw or produce music. Everything that you can express is creativity. So the more you express in the way that you express, that's how you figure out who you are and how you want to connect with the world. Daniel said, I'm with you 100%, but don't hate on the LOLs. They get one through the day. Yeah, I'm not hating on it. I ain't gonna lie. I be laughing at a lot of the bullshit. You gotta have some LOLs. I honestly though, I feel like a lot of people just try to fit into the entertainment world when they know that's not who they are. So I just like people. I like for it to feel real. Like if you really on some bullshit and really like to roast on people, I can tell if that's really what you really want to do. Or if you just responding to the energy that maybe came to you. It's almost like this energy of bullying. People like to bully each other. I think people are more comfortable laughing at each other than they are really connecting with each other. So it's easier to just look at a person and joke on them and say a bunch of negative shit and just say, oh, I'm joking, than to really have a conversation and get to know a person. It's way easier to just be judgmental and hide behind humor. So then people learn to laugh at themselves, and they learn to not take other people's words too serious. But then that type of interaction really ain't building a real community. It's not building respect or love between people. So then what is that teaching us? What's that teaching us about interaction? That we're not supposed to take nobody serious? That we're not supposed to be in our feelings? Like, it's got to be a balance. That's all I'm saying. It's got to be a balance, especially online. Like I said earlier, people just don't take the internet serious. So I've always been on the mission to use the internet in a serious way. Shit. But it's fun though. Like connecting is fun. Loving is fun. I don't want people to think showing love is fun. Like roasting on people is funny and entertaining, but connecting with people can be just as fun. It's just as entertaining. It's the porcupine paradigm. The closer we get, the more likely we are to stick one another. See, we was kind of touching on like the fear mentality earlier. Nobody wants to get stuck. Nobody wants to get fucked. Well, I'm here to tell you, even if you don't want to get fucked, you might get fucked. But you're not supposed to be thinking about that. If you're going to get fucked, just let it happen. That was deep. I ain't gonna lie. That was a message. That was a fucking message. Jasmine said, you must be childlike to enter the kingdom of heaven. Heaven starts within, so I fully express my authentic self at all times. Even lying to yourself and others takes you further from self and source. Right. Like if you live your whole life lying to motherfuckers, who are you? if you can't live in truth, the fuck are you doing? Like, but that's a lot of, and then like they teach us that though, like, cause we in this game where you have to be a certain person to get into a certain position. This whole capitalism and like trying to get ahead in this little race that they like to put us in. It's designed for you not to be authentic. So like they teach you can't be authentic if you're trying to get where you're going or where you want to be. And that's a fucking lie. Because wherever they telling you need to go, you don't even need to be there. Why are you trying to get there? You're you. No matter where you are you. Whether you're here, whether you're further in the game, you're going to have to face yourself eventually. That's why you hear a lot of stories about people get a bunch of money and then they are the most depressed people on the planet, because then they realize, oh, damn, I got all the money in the world. I got all these riches and I'm still a fucked up person. Damn, I thought the money was going to fix me. No, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah. The money is just going to bring more issues, more problems in your life. And because you don't really love yourself and know yourself, you ain't going to be able to handle that amount of, I always like to put the quotes around power, because the shit, money does not make you powerful, man. Your position in the world, the type of house you live in, your tax bracket, none of that shit matters. It doesn't. Jasmine said the endless hamster wheel. Right. So it's like, I don't want to completely blow up the hamster wheel, because we're here for a reason. People do need some type of order. We do need a system of money. I'm not saying go back to the original way we was living where it wasn't no money, because clearly some shit was going on that put us here. So money isn't the issue. It's how we are thinking about it and how we treating each other, how we prioritizing money over every fucking thing. Oh, and since I'm talking about money, if you're tuned in, I am trying to get more people to join my Patreon. I have a very clear idea of how I'm going to build it and the stuff I want to do, or the stuff I want to offer through the Patreon. So it's really a creative journey that I'm on, and I never wanted to monetize my actual art. I don't really care to sell the music. I don't really care to be part of the music industry. That's never going to change. I don't make music to capitalize on it. But I do want to use it to help build what I'm doing. So the Patreon is basically my way of allowing people a platform to invest in the creator, invest in me as a whole, invest in the vision, the wave movement. That's really what I'm pushing. The wave movement is about spreading this love, spreading this human connection. And that's what I like to use my art to do. I like to use the art to spark love and connection. I'm not exploiting my gift to make money. But I had to find a way to get money, connect it to what I'm doing, and then I get to move the money the way I want to move it. So through my Patreon, I have this thing called the Money Seed. On the 13th of every month, I'm sending out free money. So me and Agapē was talking about earlier how we're under these relationships where we feel like we owe people. I don't want anybody to feel like I owe them or they owe me. So eventually I want to build my Patreon to the point where I don't ever have to charge anybody for a creative service. So like right now I'm doing graphic design for money. That's really one of my main bread and butter money makers. When people need graphics, they come to me and I charge them based on what they need designed. But eventually I want people invested into just my creative vision through the Patreon to where I don't have to do that, because I can survive off of the thank you money, which is what the Patreon is. And basically, Yavier is the word that I created to describe this money that I want people to send. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. If you want to be eligible to win this money, because I'm going to give $100 on the 13th. I gave away $100 last month. I'm going to give away $100 more on the 13th of this month. And all you have to do is be part of my Patreon. And you can join at any level. You could be, the lowest level is $5 a month, and you can be eligible to win the $100. So eventually I'm gonna be giving away a lot more than that every month. And I'm using my own money too, because I work a regular job. So I'm using the money that I make on my job plus like a very, very large percentage of what I make on my Patreon. It goes back into these ideas to give and move the money around. So I'm gonna drop that link in the comments for anybody that wants to be part of that, and then I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't think Agapē is getting back on. I don't know what happened to her connection. Yave 1. Cool. Okay. So that's my Patreon. I'm gonna pin it. Yeah, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna be making a lot more music now that I'm in my new spot. Every time I move to a new place, my creativity gets sparked. Like I reach another level. So you're gonna see me express in a different kind of way. You could probably hear it in the way I'm making my posts. Like I've been kind of quiet for a good minute as far as like what I've been expressing on my page, but now I'm getting back into that fearless mode of just expressing myself again. So you're gonna start to see more status messages of me saying shit. Some people think it's wild or like I'm just talking out of my ass, but it's really just my creative spirit on fire again, and I just want to express. But this time around, like I want the attention. I've never wanted attention. I've never been on a mission to get attention until now. And the reason I want the attention is because it's time for the world to see the vision. I'm ready. And so it's not about like capitalizing. It's not about making money or being famous because I've always been popular. So I don't really care about that. I want people to pay attention now because I'm ready. The wave movement, my music, the art, the way I'm connecting, it's just time for people to see it. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. I will be live probably once a week with Agapē, but on days when I'm not going live with her, I just want to hop on here and start bringing people on to the stream. Like I'm gonna start doing that more often and just having dialogue and real conversation with people publicly, because I want to show people what real human connection looks like on the internet. It don't always have to be roasting and talking shit and BSing, you know? And it ain't got to feel like an interview. It could just literally be like a phone call, you know, like you hit somebody up and see what's up with them. And yeah, like we need to see like real love and connection. And I've always been good at that. So you're going to see that energy on my page a lot more often. You're going to see my face. You're going to see other faces, because that's something I wasn't always ready to do either. I'm at the point in my path where I am fully comfortable being in front of anybody. I'm more confident in my ideas and executing an idea. I've always been good at that, but sometimes when you don't fully know what you're doing, it's hard to lead people, or it's hard to stand on an idea fully, because you know you still have like some work to do. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time. And yeah, I love y'all. Be great. Don't doubt yourself. Love yourself and spread that love through the world. That's what we're here to do.